After Opiyo Wandayi was captured by William Ruto and made the CS for Energy, the once brilliant gentleman from the lakeside sold his brain to the man from Sugoi for 30 pieces of silver, leaving him with nothing upstairs except a mouth that easily opens to expose his deep-rooted ignorance. He now claims that people who criticize the government of William Ruto do so simply because they hate the Luo community.
But it cannot be a crime for the Luo to be the Sirikal. Mano adagi. Mano kwanyaliye. So right now, because Gachagua has been impeached, now and the Luo people are finding their feet in government, now the government is bad. Saneko Sirikal ra, chokamano. Even entities like NGOs, civil society, the church, including the NCCK, is now finding its voice. This is certainly a conspiracy, and we can see through it. Mr. Asa Luo is close to the government is bad. Tokeja Luo is out of government, is on the streets, the government is good. We can't allow that. We are not fools. We can continue to fight for the rights of our people, even in government. We can fight for human rights even from within government.
But where is the truth in this? This tribal card simply cannot work. Experts such as Dr. John Jenga have agreed that such a foolish narrative can no longer apply to the modern educated society, where fools no longer exist. Kenyans did not start complaining after Opiyo Wandayi had joined the government. Kenyans complained heavily and even demonstrated and even stormed parliament against the finance bill of 2024. Many were abducted, tortured, and killed even before Opiyo Wandayi was appointed as the cabinet secretary for Energy. Opiyo Wandayi should therefore not imagine that Kenyans started complaining against these injustices just because Opiyo Wandayi and John Mbadi were appointed as cabinet secretaries. Wandayi is not that important, so to speak, so as to trigger a national revolt. He cannot pretend to rewrite the history of Kenya as quickly as he supposedly wants to do it. The real issues on the ground literally have nothing to do with the Luos or the Kikuyus or any other particular tribe. The real issues have to do with the failure of the William Ruto government to appoint the Electoral Commission IEBC. The real issues are the cattle vaccination programs that are being initiated by the William Ruto government. Kenyans do not want their cows vaccinated with the vaccine variant that arguably will alter the DNA of their animals and thus control the population and health of meat consumers around the country. Kenyans do not want to be overtaxed, only for the taxes to end up in the pockets of a few individuals who would then dispose them off to churches, as we've seen recently, at the expense of public hospitals without drugs and medicines, and at the expense of primary schools without chairs and basic educational amenities. Kenyans do not want the tender to supply medical equipment to counties awarded to just one supplier that was flagged by the nation media recently. This supplier would later collude with William Ruto to loot the so-called SHA to its core. Kenyans do not want their voices on social media silenced by puppets like Hassan Joho and Junet Mohammed, who, as we speak, are the biggest threats to our democracy and to the rule of law. Kenyans desire freedom of speech, either in social media or in public gatherings. Any attempt to subdue the popular voice of the people is not an attempt against the Luo community or any other particular community. These are things that have nothing to do with the tribe or ethnic affiliation. These are grievances that are particular to the general human life. Now, Kenyans have not forgotten how this puppet CS defended Adani Group even after it was indicted in the US by their own Department of Justice. Opiyo Wandayi had personally wanted Adani to continue receiving tenders in Kenya, and he did this despite the company being charged for criminal offenses in the US. Moreover, Dr. Njenga agrees that the so-called tribal card had brought nothing meaningful to the poverty-stricken, God-forsaken people of Baringo County, despite President Daniel Arap Moi, who, having been president for 24 years, was at the helm of the highest office in the land. Nothing meaningful came to the people of the alcoholic Central Kenya, despite Moi Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta having been at the helm of the highest office in the land for a couple of years. The highly trained political observer agrees that ethnically skewed appointments benefit only the appointed and their families, and also the close networks, but it never benefits the whole ethnic group. Nothing is new in this spectra, but Kenyans keep hoping that somehow things will change despite the foolish, illogical, malignant, and idiotic rapt pronouncements that Opiyo Wandayi has made in public. So, Mr. Opiyo Wandayi, Dr. John has urged you that what Kenyans care about most are low energy prices. You should work on that and other issues in your ministry instead of focusing on this tribal nonsense that you're putting across. Kenyans were there and they are still here today. They stand guard for their own country, and they are many. Neither can they be overcome, and neither can they be defeated. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching for the first time, I'd like to invite you to like this video, to subscribe to my channel, and also to hit the notification bell so that in the event I upload informative content such as this, YouTube will automatically notify you. At the end of the day, guys, this is just my humble opinion. I'd like us to interact in the comment section below. Please do let me know your thoughts and opinions by leaving a comment below. And if you're watching for the first time, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell for more informative content such as this.